The Unforeseen heroes are once again deep in Tree Razor's Tanglebriar domain, attempting to locate and secure Tanglegate, one of the Ayadara that forms a teleportation network created by the Elves in antiquity. As long as this gate is under enemy control, Queen Talendia has kept the rest of the network depowered, which has limited her ability to dispatch the army effectively across Kionin. The party has gained some familiarity with the region during the past explorations, but aspects of this region have been uniquely different. During the early portions of their journey, there were significantly more directed and active patrolling forces. However, as they approached the Tanglegate, these organized patrols subsided, and the abyssal swamp has given way to an area that feels corrupted and polluted, yet still natural. As the party approached the bridge across the mire to the Tanglegate, they spotted an ambush lying in wait. 6 fungal marsh giants lying under the surface of the water. The party called out, and the giants attacked, exhibiting an extreme lack of tactics. As Libbiel attempted to put some distance between herself and the giants onto the safety of the bridge, 3 new opponents have risen from the swamp: an oozing mass of harpoon-tipped pseudopods and 2 spectral, ghoulish vampires. Every plop of water into the swamp, every gurgle as the swamp exhales more noxious fumes, sounds like the harbinger of even more dangers. It feels like you've arrived in the stomach of some monstrous beast that wishes to digest you. As we pick up with round 4 of the combat, the oozing mass wriggles and floats through the water before bombarding Libbiel with 2 haunches of a deer-like creature, a putrefied projectile of bone and rotting flesh. And let's see how it does, because it is going first in initiative now. And it was going to slither its way around the island, swimming in the water. And as I said, it now throws 2, basically it feels like the rear legs of deers at Libbiel. I will give you let's give you a point of cover from the wall of the bridge there. And here comes attack number 1. It looks like it had a 38, which is a hit on Libbiel.
No.
For 29 points of damage immediately. Let me also fix that. There we go. That's a little better for the stream view. And I will need a fortitude save from you as it splashes over you. And you are unaffected. Nice critical success there. And that might have been too loud. Let me turn that volume down. Let's see. It will then throw a second haunch at you. Remember, you have +1 on this, but that's not going to matter with that high of a roll. That's going to crit you. That was a 46 against your AC.
Oh no.
For an additional 50 points of damage and another save. That will be a failure.
I'm going to run a hero point by that.
Go right ahead. Another natural 20.
Oh, another one.
However, because it was a critical hit, you are still coated in acid, so you are taking some persistent acid damage as you feel like you are being digested, even if you've avoided all of the other horrible effects that could come from that.
Oh,
Daegron,
no.
it is your turn.
Okay, seeing this creature rise out, he's going to call towards Dezi and Vanarel. Get to Libbiel, she needs help. And he'll try to at least get one of these giants out of the way. He goes for a snagging strike on the one to the west, aiming low for its legs. A critical hit for 74 damage.
That's a great hit. And we don't need to worry about all of your special effects.
Nope, no, don't need to worry about them there. Let's see. How deep is the water here? That it was deep enough for them to hide in, but were they like completely laying down in it, or?
They were starting prone.
Okay.
I'm going to treat it probably as greater difficult terrain, or you can swim, either option.
Yeah, I do have a swim speed equal to my my move speed. So now, do we swing around the bridge or do we go through the water? I think he's going to swing around on the bridge right now to try to get to this giant that's behind Libbiel so she can hopefully get away. So 10 feet over there. Am I able to hop over the edge of it?
You could hop over the edge of the bridge, but remember, how does the containment sphere that the giant is in interfere with movement across the bridge?
Oh, yes, this one is.
Yeah,
in
it's in a bubble. Yeah.
Okay. Then we'll back that up, and he's going to. Yeah, no, he's going to just deal with this one here. I think if he can't get across the bridge too easily, then can't get to that creature yet. He wants to clear out the back, so he's going to. I did not intimidate this one yet because I remember this one was the one in the old ice sphere that Libbiel had cast. So he is going to let out a bellow towards it, try to scare it off. Not working too great, so we'll put our effort into the swings instead. We'll do some snag and strikes on this guy to start on my first map. Not too great. And
miss.
then on my third, all right, 31 for a hit for 29 points of damage. As he just kind of starts laying into this thing's legs as it's kind of towering over him, trying to bring it down. He'll aim one last swing with the haste.
I think that already was all of them, wasn't it? The initial swing, the intimidate, a miss.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
And it was a critical hit. But
Oh, too bad. I'm sorry.
No, it is what it is.
You've been hacking away and screaming at these. As you saw before, they are acting very strange. They're not reacting to your intimidation bellows at all. It just seems like it washes over them. The blows don't seem to deter them at all. And Vanarel, it is your turn.
All right, well, following suit with what Daegron had shouted out at the start of his turn, I am going to try and get up and over or around this encased marsh giant on the bridge. I know he's in that little barrier, so tumbling through him seems like it's unlikely. How likely would I be able to jump up and balance along the rails of the bridge?
What is the diameter of the containment?
It's immediately around the creature. It doesn't have a
creature.
specific diameter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say I'd take an acrobatics check then if you wanted to run along the banisters.
Yep, I am down for that. So, starting my move, I guess getting to the edge of to the first post on the bridge, and then I will hop up and see just how fancy I can get.
Yeah, you can move at your half speed along that, unless you have a feat that lets you move faster when squeezing or balancing on difficult terrain style things.
Nothing specifically along those lines, but I'll take it because I think that's my way past this guy, which means the rest of my first action would be like so, and a second, if it's half my speed, would get me just past the the barrier in question. For my third action, I am going to just getting to here to play a little bit of reactor shield for Libbiel against whatever that tentacle thing in the water is. And fourth, I am going to designate some new hunted prey down here. One will be that thing in the water, whatever it happens to be, and the other will be the undead backwards foot looking thing that is sort of, I guess, behind the tentacle thing from me to the lower,
Okay.
the southwest of the map.
As you tumble off the banister, upcoming next is one of those floating undead creatures. We'll share that artwork as it starts its turn. You see this slightly spectral, kind of ghoulish looking vampire. It's really hard to tell what it is. You don't think you've seen these before. Their limbs look slightly too long. The fingers and joints look a little bit misshapen. Their feet are pointing backward. And as this one is floating towards you, you do notice it does not seem to leave a shadow on the ground. And as it's getting closer, Bia in particular is starting to agitate and squirm against Libbiel in a way that you've not seen Bia respond to things like this before. It's going to move a second time. And actually, it's going to keep on moving and floating across the lake. And that was its three actions, as it just kind of floated by, its eyes focused on... It looks like it's really looking strong at Libbiel, but it's kind of wanting to be in a little bit of position it can kind of watch the whole battlefield. There is a definite intelligence in its eyes, unlike those giants. Libbiel, it is now your turn.
Well, with how they've moved, it doesn't make sense to do my other plan. Well, I could still maybe do it, but... Alright, what I'm going to do is cast an invisibility curtain, and I'm going to place it so that it's here. Sorry, let's get over a little bit. Protecting Daegron and Dezi. Then I'm going to stand up.
Okay, that would be a whole turn.
It's at 7th level, so they can still take hostile actions through it.
And you take 6 points of acid damage. No, 11 points of acid damage. You had some resistance, and you can roll the check, and you're still dripping in acid. Okay.
Yay.
The other floating creature is likewise going to just drift in with 3 actions to kind of almost flanking with the other one, surrounding Libbiel and Vanarel. It was kind of one of those very slow, ominous, just kind of lurking towards you as it just comes closer and closer. But it didn't do anything. Dezi.
So Dezi wants to know what these things are, but there's a lot of stuff here. So I think the first thing they are going to do is to cast a hypercognition. So they start thinking very rapidly about everything. I think I'm going to do 2 on the undead things flying towards us, 2 on the mass in the water, and then I'm going to do an additional 2 on the gate. For the things that look undead, I'm going to try occult in religion. For the thing in the water, I'm going to guess occult in nature, and probably arcana and religion, I guess, for the gate to see if it's corrupted or anything like that.
That works for me. We'll start with the undead before you roll more. So this is, you suspect, a variant Buta. It is a type of undead. When a sapient creature dies violently in a natural setting or a location infused with primal magic, they sometimes rise as a ghostly undead called a Buta, resembling a translucent version of their mortal form, only shadowless and backward feet. Buddha's lust for vengeance or unquenchable desire to complete an unfinished task poisons the natural world. And these are obviously from this location here. What would you like? Sorry, we've changed how we're dealing with that one. I'm going to tell you interesting things for you. I mean, you can tell that they are ghost-like, so all the usual things that you would expect about resistances to all damage except force, ghost touch, or vitality, that would be in play. But you probably kind of guessed that already. I am going to give you another ability of theirs, which they are easily able to possess animals.
Okay. I think Dezi might suspect that that might be what's going on with these giant type things, even though I'm not sure he knows they're animals or thinks they're animals, but given their low intelligence and the fact they've been attacking us, could be.
Now for the 2 rolls
and
on...
I'll do the ooze type thing, I guess, which I said was occult in nature I was going to go for.
You think this is something called a swamp blight. This is a kind of sentient ooze that arises when an area has been cursed for very long periods of time. They tend to kind of arise of their own, and they often kind of become the ruler, the monarch, the voice of the land. Legends are different over how much of that kind of voice of the land aspect is this the land's unspoken lust for vengeance, for spreading corruption. But whatever it is, this is some sort of basically superpowered ooze. In this case, though, the things that would be most useful to you, I'm going to give you a couple things. One, much like a revenant, these tend to come back on matter of days after killing them, unless you find a way to uncurse the area that they are bound to. Additionally, and actually, I think Libbiel is noticing this. Vanarel, let's see, you are being swarmed by mosquitoes that just seem to surround it. And you can tell at the beginning of your turn, if you are injured around it, the mosquitoes will feast upon you.
Okay. And then lastly on the gate, I guess.
This one is a little harder to tell at the distance you're at. You rolled better on religion than arcane, but the religion's all that's telling you, it does not appear to be corrupted. It also, you don't think it's been used in a very long time.
Okay. Second action, I'm gonna stride forward, move up to kind of provide Daegron with a flank here. I think I'm still on the right side of the invincibility curtain. It's a little bit awkward here, but I'll try to stay on the far side. And then my last 2 actions are going to be to cast a 2-action heal on Libbiel.
And chat's awarded Libbiel a bonus hero point. I've awarded that on your sheet.
It's 99 healing. Get you up to
Okay.
full. So at least maybe that mosquito swarming stuff won't be quite as bad.
And up next is the giant stuck inside the containment. This was like a wall of force, right? It can still fight its way out of this?
Yeah, it had 24 hit points left and 10 hardness.
It's going to start punching at it. I think it was punching to get out on the north side, which might not be useful for it now with the way the party has moved, but that was where it was trying to break out. So it punches away at the wall. It has 10 hardness, you said, is that right?
10 hardness, yeah, 20, so it's
15
down to 9
has
hit
9
points.
hit points left. It tries another punch. I think it was AC 10, so that's another hit still.
Yeah.
It just can't be crit. And that will finish off the wall. So with maybe a kind of a crack in the sound, because I don't think it actually had a visible thing. You could still see him through this containment. Maybe it was slightly shimmery, but with a crack,
Yeah.
it just kind of shatters into kind of shards that dissipate. And he is going to...
That destroys the entire bubble. So
Yes.
breaking the bubble pops it.
Yep. And then he is going to... So now he sees what's going on around here, and he will move toward Libbiel. Actually, no, he has reach, so he can just smack Libbiel from there. So he's going to punch out
Yay.
with his scythe that he's not been using much, but this is a 3rd attack, so it probably won't hit. 24 against AC, I didn't have you targeted. That is a miss.
Actually, now that I think about it, I would still be prone.
You said you stood up, didn't you?
Yeah, but that's not a stride.
Oh,
it?
yes. You are still, yep, you are still pro. Still would miss easily and miss by a lot. We now have the one that is up facing Daegron and Dezi. I can't see Dezi, so it is going to go for Daegron. Makes its choice
Oh,
easy.
it can see me.
You're
I
inside.
think. I'm still
you're
on its side.
Oh, you're still on its side?
You're
Yeah.
Okay.
It's one side versus the other, not inside.
Got
versus
it.
Outside.
Okay, I think it's still going for Daegron. Daegron just hit it. It's who he's been fighting. They don't seem to be doing tactical choices. He was trying to always trip you, but that's not been working. So I think he is just trying to... Yeah, he lashes out with the scythe, and it seems like it's a different move than you've seen before from it, Daegron. It's sweeping at the legs a little bit more. And with a 40 against your AC, it looks like it scores a hit
Look at
there.
me.
And when it hits, this time it manages to twist the scythe as it hits you, and it just knocks you prone automatically,
That's rude.
and causes some bleed damage as it sliced the back of your tendons there. That was its first 2 actions. It has 1 action left, and it is going to do the same thing you saw the other one do to Libbiel, where it shakes and heaves its bodies, kind of almost causing all the mushrooms on it to flake off and start coating over you, Daegron. And you are now immobilized. And you have a fort save against some poison damage from all this. Another natural 20. Look at all those natural 20s on saves. So its turn, it struck out. It finally managed to trip Daegron after about 6 attempts last session, and then coated you in a complete, like, kind of leaf pile of mushrooms. And it's beginning of round 5. The thing on the bridge is up, or the thing off the bridge is up next. That's been slowly approaching you all. It is going to move a little closer still. It floats in the middle of the water here. And it does not like that Libbiel has healed. So it is going to once again just throw some more chunks of dead animals at you. You will still have the +2 from, so +1 for the AC from the cover here. Strike 1. It's a 40 against AC, hits you very, very solidly for 32 points of damage, and we will need the fort save.
Fort save.
Critical fail on the fort save.
Yeah, hero point. Go.
got it all the way up to a success, so that's good for you. Its second thing, this time you think it's a demon head that's coming flying at you. And with a 41 will hit. At least it's not a crit this time.
Yay.
For another 28 points of damage and another fort save. Let's eat all those hero points.
It really is, too.
That is a
Let me
critical
just-
fail. Do you have another? You have another.
Last hero point. Go.
And you got it up to another success. So yes, you're doing just fine while being bombarded by rotting demon and animal parts. That was its turn. Daegron.
Okay, seeing as Dezi's moved in to support him, he's stuck on the ground. He's going to try to break free first here with his an unarmed attack.
That is a critical success. So not that matters. It's just a six. So yeah, you're no longer immobilized.
Okay, second action, he'll stand up here. So off his prone. And then he will do a snagging strike to try to pull it down within reach. So he can get his hands on it here. Oh, there's that nat 20 we're looking for. 60 points of damage.
And it needs to make a save against this. Your frost rune. The frost starts to go over it, but it shakes it all off. It seems to flake off of the mushrooms. Maybe they're emitting a heat from inside, and it is not slowed.
Okay, and then at my full map, since I had to break free, don't think I'll be able to get it this turn, but we can hopefully do a bit more damage. 30 to hit.
That hits.
For 24 more points of slashing damage as he kind of pulls it closer and then batters it with the back of the axe, just the hook.
And it's looking quite beat up. Vanarel is up next. And now Vanarel is also starting a turn inside this aura that we need to deal with. So let me deal with that aura for you as the mosquitoes are swarming around you. And we need a fort save.
Hey. All right, let's start off trying to lose hero points.
Critical success. You still take the bleed damage. Oh, no. No, you don't take no damage. So mosquitoes are swarming around you. They're distracting you a little. They're biting. They're being annoying, but no real effect. It's an annoyance more than a problem.
All right, well, I will just turn to Libby first of all and say, if you can fly away on that broom still, now would be a great time. I am going to, for my first action, I'm going to try and keep the attention on myself if I can. I'm just going to throw my light hammer at the floating backwards foot undead thing off to my left to start. Just a single thrown strike out that way. See if I can keep the eyes on me instead of on anybody else right now.
That will score a hit.
All right, let's see if I can keep their attention. 22.
You had flurry -4 on that? Was that supposed to be your primary attack? I don't think 4 higher will crit, but it might matter.
I do not know why that was there.
That will crit. So if you want to press the crit button instead,
Sure.
so we get any
Make it
special
34.
effects that may be relevant. There we go. It took a little less than you were expecting, and we'll put the crushing effect on it.
Okay, then for my second action, since these things are all floating off on the sides and not immediately closing in on us, I'm going to have to redesignate my hunted prey again. I'm going to keep the undead thing I just struck as one of my targets, and now I think we're just trying to fight our way back to the rest of the group. So my second target for hunted prey will be the big marsh giant that just broke his way out of the bubble there. Third action will be to stride past Libby once again, making sure I play reactor shield to get in between the marsh giant and her. And fourth, I will do a twin takedown flurry on this guy, big guy in front of me. I do have a little bit of map on this, so let's see what we can do.
That is it's a miss and a hit for 23 points of damage.
Okay, 23 to the side of the knee. That's been my focus on these big guys.
And was that all your actions?
That is all 4 of my actions, yeah.
Okay. One of the ghostly figures hovering off to the side here It now looks like it's still staying focused on Libbiel, probably because Libbiel has an animal companion or a familiar with her. You've seen that they seem to dislike such things. And it is going to focus a little bit on you. It's going to start off with a Tanglevine spell. But it has a natural 1, so the spell splatters against the railing there. Does not seem to have captured you against it at all. It looks like it was trying to keep you stuck in place, and it failed. It is then going to float in to be adjacent to you. Libbiel, it is now your turn.
I really, really don't like these things.
Oh, and you're starting your turn inside the aura of the ooze. We will need the fort save against the mosquito bites.
Yay.
And you're taking half damage from this. So,
I guess I'll just hit the...
nope, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, this is really weird. Yeah, okay. We'll run with what it says here. It's applying it as a persistent bleed rather than as upfront, which is true for bleed. I don't think it's what they meant, but we will run it as Foundry is automating it. So end of your turn, you'll take some bleed damage.
Yay.
Now go ahead.
Okay, first action, stand up. Second action, the stride. I'm gonna stride over to here, away from everybody. So, and for the last 2 actions, I'm gonna cast a spell. I think I'm going to cast Stagnant Time, and I'm going to drop the field right here.
Okay. And this is when we've messed up in the past, so make sure we do it right this time. It's when they start their turn, they make their save. So we don't see what happens now.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. That was your turn. One of them is now starting their turn inside of it. Oh, and there's all of your persistent damage of various types. You have acid damage from the ooze, and you have bleed damage from the mosquito bites, and you did not get rid of either of those. Now the floating ghost Buta is going to make its save, or he's going to attempt its save, I should say. Rolls poorly.
36 will.
That's a critical fail. So on a critical fail, it is slow 2 this turn. It is just going to float on over towards you for its whole turn, and it gets out of the aura, so next turn it won't be affected by that. Not anymore. We don't need to track that. That was its turn. Dezi.
Dezi sees that Buta flying towards Libbiel and probably thinks they should do something about that. So I think an Eldritch Shot is warranted here. We know these are undead, so I'm definitely going to go with one of my good undead spells. Let me see what I want to do. We'll go with Holy Light. That makes sense. And it's going to be flat-footed because I'm invisible to it right now unless it can see through the illusion or whatever that is up, I think.
I'm going to say you were invisible to it. I will let it be flat-footed. I'll put that on right now for you. It's off guard.
I hit with a 30. That's fine. I rolled no, I'm not going to push my luck. I hit.
Go ahead and roll your damage.
There's some physical damage, which amounts to 17. Not much, but it is holy. It took 2. It didn't care about that. And the holy light damage is coming right here. That's 100 damage. Much better.
It took most of that.
That's good to know. It's a mix of fire and spirit.
I think you still have 1 action left.
3. Yeah, I've got 1 action left, which has to be a stride or a strike. I am reloaded, so I could shoot at something. Honestly, I think just shooting at the... No. I will... No, I'm good. I don't have another good action, so I'll try to punch the thing next to me. Fine. We've never done this before.
You critically hit it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're targeting the Buddha by accident.
That should be 4 less. 30,
So it should be
34 versus flat-footed. Sorry, 30.
Is not a crit. So regular damage.
I do a whopping 2 damage to it.
That's amazing.
Just kick it in the shins.
Only you got 4.
You've been watching...
Daegron, I've got it near death. You can finish it off now.
You've been watching Libbiel rush in with the sword, and you think you can do the same thing with a fist. And up next is the one on the bridge, who's broken out, and it sees Vanarel right there, and it is going to try to use that special scythe move to try to trip you with an attack that also trips. So it's a 2-action ability. Here it comes.
That sounds horrible. I will jump out
And
of the way.
it critically missed. The one advantage of this ability is it doesn't have the he knocks himself prone on a miss. He will lash out with his fist in anger for his second attack. He manages to miss you just barely with the fist blow. So you see the scythe come sweeping at your feet. You probably jump over it, and he tries to punch you while you're airborne, but he punched where you were rather than where you are, and you're totally fine. The one up above, who was just punched by Dezi, I think is going to turn around and punch Dezi back. So you've stolen, you're the last thing to hit it, so it thinks you're now the new target, lashing out with the scythe at your feet. A 30 against AC misses you, and then a punch, which will also miss you. The ooze on the ground needs to make a save against so it's a will save DC 36 we saw. Let me try how that goes. It is going to have a critical success and unaffected. What does it want to do? Does it want to keep chasing Libbiel at this point? Does it want to? Yeah, I think it likes the way they've been separating the party. So it's just gonna come all the way almost to the land here. And yeah, as you're looking at it now, it does look like this might just be the nucleus of possibly the entire swamp. Might just be part of its body at this point. But this is the part that is attackable and targetable. But it does feel like it is much larger than it appears. And it is going to try to hit you with those harpoon stingers, which do not have reach apparently. So it is going to have to slither up on land for its second action and make one strike against you. With a 45 against AC is going to crit you.
Oh, gosh.
Exactly. For 36 points of damage, and adds more persistent acid, but that doesn't stack, even though you already have some. We'll double check if Foundry doubles it up. It should be okay. That was its turn. So you see this mass come just kind of, it almost feels like the whole tide of the swamp is surging up onto this island here as these harpoons come at you from multiple directions and coat you in acid and pierce you. Daegron.
Okay, as this giant turns to swing down at Dezi, he's going to leap up behind it and try to plant the axe in.
Got another
36
hit.
points of damage. Oh, almost there. Wrenches it free and slams it back down again, hoping to get in deep here. Oh, a 4 to...
Still
We're
hits.
still doing it.
Because of the flank, or the off guard you got yourself.
Yeah, my off guard would have dropped, but yes, that was the flank that did it for us.
That finishes that one off. It falls with a very sickening thud to the ground.
Okay, and then seeing Libbiel getting cornered is going to start running off in that direction after her.
If you can cross the whole bubble, it will not affect you.
I've only got 2 left, so there's not too much choice. He starts swimming through it, and it almost feels himself slowing down, but gets
Can you
most of the
back
way
up where
through.
you started? Because I think you're mixing multiple movement modes there.
Let me see. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 straight down. So can I not get onto land if I have both a ground speed and a swim speed?
They're still separate actions because you have a stride on the
Okay,
land
so
and a
I would
swim in the
get
water.
right
So
there.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
yeah, there you go. That looks right.
Yeah, it was 25 feet to the water and then all the way to the shore on the other side.
Perfect. Vanarel. Oh, and some persistent damage there still on Daegron, which you're just going to keep taking, it
no,
looks
it's
like.
off.
You finally got rid of it.
I have scar thick skin as the ancestry for orcs, so I have lower DCs for my bleeds.
And you do feel all the mosquitoes starting to swarm around the blood on you.
All right, well,
Vanarel,
as
what do you wish to
Daegron-
do?
As Daegron makes his way up onto land, Vanarel's going to charge right past him here, away from the marsh giant, past this undead that's on the bridge. So I don't know if I'm setting off any reactions when I do this, but I've got to get down to try and get the attention off Libbiel. So my first stride here, I am outside the bubble right now.
Mhm.
So for my first stride will get me nearly out of it. It's going to take 2 actions, it looks like, to get down in between the ooze tentacle thing and that other undead, who I still have as one of the targets of my hunted prey. So action 3 is going to be a twin takedown flurry on that one, because that got pretty tore up from Dezi's spell. Hopefully I can eliminate that thing entirely.
That's
Couple
2
of crits, I'll
critical
take it.
hits. Double critical hit on your twin takedown there.
Please
Okay.
enjoy 102 points of damage.
Yeah, it melts. You slash through it. The Castrovel's beacon seems to light it up from the inside, and the radiant light spills forth, and it just dissipates into the air.
Okay. And then for my fourth action, oh boy, I don't have it designated as my hunted prey, but I want to do everything I can to try
I
and
thought
get
you had
this.
designated that thing as your hunted prey 2 rounds ago. Did you switch it off that?
I had to switch it up a couple of times. Most recently, it was the undead I just took care of and the marsh giant.
Got it.
Because
Okay.
I had attacked. Yeah. So I do not have this massive whatever the heck as my hunted prey. I am, however, going to just make a last-ditch effort to jam Castrovel's beacon as far into the squishy bits on this thing as it'll go for my fourth and final action here. Just hoping the legend of this weapon will do the trick and will not get it on a 31.
That will not hit it.
Okay, Libby, get out of here. That's my actions.
That's been
The
my last 2 or 3 turns, yes.
the still living Buta is going to have to make a save against being slowed by your spell. And it got a 36, so that I believe is nothing. That would be a success. Is that correct?
Yeah, 36 is the success,
Okay.
because this DC 36 will. Sorry about that.
Yep, no problem. It's going to float on out of here. Say it has to go around no, it can go through its ally. Yeah, 1 action. And because it saw where the holy light came from, it can't see you
Yeah, it knows my
there.
square. That's fair. Yeah.
But you are hidden to it. It's going to unput hidden on you for now, so it reminds me to make the targeting rolls. And it's going to try to just slash at you. Actually, it's going to try to bite you. Yes. You see it lean in and start biting at the air where it thinks you are. And I think we have the mods that will attempt to do the flat check. So I'm going to roll the attack first. And the attack would be, it did not ask, it's targeting, it says it's targeting Libbiel, even though you have the target icon. Okay.
That still hits me.
Still hits you. I'll roll the flat check. Needs an 11 or better. It got the hit on you. So its fangs sink into you, doing 29 points of damage and put some persistent bleed on. I'm going to try to target you again. We're going to try the claw this time for its second attack. It knows you're the target now, and it does know you're hidden. Great. And then we do the flat check. It missed anyways, but okay, good. That's all those macros are working. So it bit into you, and then it slashed through and missed. Probably once again, maybe thinking you're taller than you actually are, so that's why the claws went over your head. And Libbiel, you are up.
Okay, using my retrieval belt, I'm going to switch into the broom and going to cast the cantrip Warp Step, which gives me 5 extra feet of fly. With
So
all that in
So
consideration.
you get 2 fly. Yeah, you get 2 flies now.
Yeah. I think the broom gives me 40 feet. Let me just double check. Yes, it is 40 feet. So 45 feet. Fly away, Libby.
Come past the
I'm just
invisibility
going-
curtain.
Yeah, I'm going to just fly past the invisibility curtain. And for my last section, I will hit myself with a life boost.
Okay, Dezi. You've just seen Libbiel reappear next to you. Oh, we did forget beginning of turn mosquito bites on Libbiel. Give me your fortitude
Right.
save. And you are going to be sickened 1. So none of that is going to affect what's going on here. But here is some extra bleed damage, which, let's see, you had acid and you
Okay.
did not remove the bleed. So yep, this has no change on what actually happened, but you were bit by lots of mosquitoes and sickened. Dezi, it is your turn.
You okay there, Libbiel?
No.
Okay. I'm gonna deal with this thing in our face, and then I'll deal with you. I will Eldritch Shot this one. That seemed to have worked last time, so we're gonna try it again. And I'm running out of the high rank spells, but
And
we're gonna do a Moonlight
would
Ray
this
here.
one be hidden to you because it's opposite sides and invisibility
I
curtain? Or is
believe.
it
Oh no, I'm on the right
It's
side.
one way.
one way?
It's one way.
Okay.
Yeah. So
So
I think it's.
I will
you
put
can't
off,
see me, but I
I
can
will
see
put
it.
off guard
Okay.
on it.
It's an 8 on the die. Will hit. Fine.
Okay. Taking the off guard off now so we don't forget about it for later.
Yep. So that would be 28, some combination of physical, most of which won't go through. Oh, it took some. And the spell damage is.
105. Yes, it takes most of that.
That seems fine. Yeah, yeah.
Is
I'm going to try to
looking,
keep it focused on me. And then I'm going to just kind of walk off because I don't want to be right next to it. It seems to like biting.
it is looking much less corporeal, even for as little as it was before, with that
Just
holy
over
light.
there. Actually, you know
Okay.
what? I don't even need to go that far. I'm just going to go right there. I want to be relatively close to Libbiel.
Okay. You have your bleed at the end of the turn and are still bleeding. The March Giant on the bridge, who can't see either of you, he does see Daegron at the edge of the water. So I think he's going to jump off the bridge and try to get to you. He has good athletics, right? Yeah. Let's do a jump into the water. Yep, he's going to cannonball right next to you. And he'll then try to do that normal trip thing that they like to do on you with the scythe for 2 actions. And he misses with a 35. So there's a large wave of swampy nastiness splashing around now after him landing there. But other than just maybe releasing some more bad smells, there's no actual effect of that. And the ooze is up next. It seems a little disappointed that Libbiel has gotten away, but it also seems happy that there is a person right here for it to attack. It's going to start off. Let's see. Does it want to start with something crazier? No. I can start off with that. Because it's not your hunted prey, and it wouldn't even know that. So yeah, it is going to vomit forth a swarm on top of you here.
Oh, great.
So we will need a reflex save from you. And maybe even from Daegron too. It gets to Daegron. Daegron needs to give me one as well.
Oh, look at that.
All those so you see all kinds of it. Normally you know this would be, oh, that is a critical fail from Daegron.
Let's re-roll it.
So you see just it's vomiting forth all kinds of worms and insects and other forms of, but they all look slightly corrupted and oozing and partially digested. And Daegron, you have changed your critical fail to a fail. So you are taking 36 points of piercing damage, and a creature that fails also becomes sickened 1.
Nope, I already had it on me.
Oh, you already had? Okay,
There we go.
sorry about that. And let's see, is there a duration on this? A duration. So the swarm is gone, the sickened remains. So let me get rid of the extra effects that we don't need on the board right now. There we go. And that was 2 of its actions. And it will then stab at you with its tentacle for its next one. The harpoon comes lashing out. A 40 against AC is a
That
hit
will hit me. Yep.
for 27 points of a mix of piercing and persistent acid. As it continues to bubble and rile, it feels like it's pulling the swamp up with it to coat this island more. And it is now Daegron's turn.
All right. It's a will save, correct? For this area?
It is a will save.
Okay. Ooh, it doesn't like it. So I'm slowed 1.
You are slowed
so
1.
I have the 3 actions.
And you are also inside the mosquito aura and you're injured, so we need a fort save. But that's your specialty.
Don't say that. This is what happens.
You are sickened 1, and that one can stack with things. So that will push you to sickened 2. And we'll have bleed damage on you.
Okay,
Did you take care of
I
your
have
own
my
sickened?
3. Yeah, I'm up
Thank
to
you.
2 now. So I have that 25 feet. He can pull himself free from the mud and this as he's being slowed down by this spell to get out and next to Vanarel. And I think we're gonna retch once for good measure here. So we'll do another fortitude save. 41.
That will get rid of 1 level of your sickened.
Okay, so we're down to that, and then I will attempt to do a snagging strike on this creature as it's kind of pulled itself partly into the land. He's going to try to hook the axe around it, so it's off balance here. So let's see about. Ooh, nat 1. Isn't Daegron's turn? I feel maybe as he's coming out of that aura and just ends up hacking up some of this gunk next to this very ancient Elven gate. Almost slips and just barely catches him before he falls. But at least he's gotten next to Vanarel to help him.
Okay, Vanarel, what can you do?
Well, hopefully something against this massive. I'm not even sure what this is. Just it seems like a living piece of swamp. All right. Well, first action here, I will just shaking my weapons off in one solid swing to get the gunk of all these other creatures off of them. I will redesignate my hunted prey, one as this ooze in front of me, and glancing back, I know that marsh giant is coming our way, so he will still be the second target. And I'm gonna see if I can actually strike this ooze in front of me. We're going to flurry. Just come in with the beacon, or Casterfell's beacon, and smash this thing on the top with a hammer, maybe? No, we're not going to do anything at all. How do you get past this thing?
Both of your attacks missed.
Loving that. All right, well, all right, the measured strikes. Measured, simple strikes. So that, I've got 2 of those left. I will very carefully...
Second sting, don't forget.
A single strike. I need to make a strike to keep my extra action. So this will be a regular strike with Casterfell's beacon. A natural 20 with that.
That will crit.
All right, now let's see how you like this. I'll give you 40.
And it needs to make a save against being blinded, so I will roll that.
Yep.
From the flash of light from Casterfell's beacon, and it gets a natural 20 as well.
Oof. All right, and then I will... for my last action here, I will use the light hammer to crush down on top of it, using this as a second sting. If I can't strike it directly, maybe I can just push it back into the rapier it loves so much. Oh, I will manage to connect.
The hammer just barely hits it, but it hits enough to do some damage, and a little bit more gets through to it. It is taking all the damage, so you're not seeing that it has any sort of weird resistances here. Everything seems to be...
It only took 21 from the Casterfell's beacon.
Oh, that is true. Oh, yes. I mean, it's an ooze.
Okay. Better smash it, seems like maybe.
No, well, it's it's immune to critical hits.
Oh, sorry. It was a crit. Yeah, I missed that.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Everything you should be used to from oozes.
All right, that is all my actions.
Okay, the floating ghost. First, all of your damage. You recovered from some of the bleed, it looks like, or the acid. The ghost, Libbiel. So you're behind the invisibility curtain. You flew past it on your broom, but you're not high up in the air, right?
Yeah, I'm not high up in the air.
And for the invisibility curtain, they can still move through those things. It's just that when they see it, they don't see anyone on the other side. Is that correct? Or is it a true illusion that they have to disbelieve to move through? I didn't look at it.
They don't have to disbelieve. They can just walk through.
So he is going to float on through to the other side.
He did hit an invisible creature here.
But Dezi moved away and was not sneaking.
I moved away. I didn't stealth away. I was trying to make noise so it would follow me, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's moved through to here, and it is going to cast a spell on Libbiel.
Yay.
We will need a fortitude save from you. As you feel the weight get heavier and heavier and heavier and try to force you to the ground. So you fall safely to the ground. You are right next to it, though, at least that means. So he will make one slash at you with his
How?
fangs.
He moved and casted a
Oh,
2
that's it.
action
That's
spell.
it. Yeah, that's right. So that's his whole turn. Thank you. It is your turn now, Libbiel.
Yay, I'm healed for 16. Well, this guy is badly injured, right?
He took a moonlight ray to the face. Yes.
All right. I mean, I can't miss, can I? Let's cast the Disintegrate. Here's the attack.
That is a critical hit. Okay.
He gets take this the Fortitude. He gets one success
one
lower.
degree success worse on this. Okay.
Yeah.
He had a fail. He gets a critical fail. So roll your damage, and yes. No damage type. Okay. But it is magic, I assume. So is that already the doubled? No, that's not. That's the regular, right? That's because there was no double for you. So I need to press double on that. Got it? Okay.
Oh, I like that.
They are reduced to a fine powder. Their gear remains. They have no gear. So there is nothing left of that one. And
Ooh,
I like how
okay.
it doesn't even give the skull icon.
It's
It
just
was never
sometimes
here.
If you zoom in. Just a pile of dust.
That's amazing.
First time we've seen that. Very nice. Nicely done there. Okay. You still have 2 actions left, one of which must be a stride or strike.
I'm going to stride next to my dear friend Dezi. Please heal me.
I am checking
you can just
one
touch me there.
thing.
Oh, right.
Okay, Disintegrate does not have the
I
death
can't.
trait. Interesting. Okay.
Nope, it's just a stride.
Yep.
It's not death. You just don't exist.
If you're, I assume you were.
I don't have an last action.
Yeah, you do.
moved.
Moved, cast a
you're
spell, you're
hasted.
hasted.
Oh, right. I guess I'll touch Dezi.
Okay.
Yes.
33 hit points there, it looks like.
33 back.
And Dezi, it is your turn. Libbiel took a little bit more bleed and such damage, but not that much off-putting from the healing you got, so that was a net positive.
Yeah, you're looking a lot better. That giant is still there, but so is that
And
swamp thing. The situation just changed with that one going down. I had planned a 3-action heal, but you kind of turned it to dust. Let's cast. I'm just gonna give you a 2-action heal. You turn it to dust, you get a cookie.
Yay! Cookie.
As he's like, here you go, Libbiel, stop bleeding, please. 106 back, which should get rid of the bleed as well, most likely. I'm assuming.
As long as you're
Oh,
healed
sorry.
to full.
That's okay. Yeah, I should have taken my shot first because I reload on the heal. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'll target the giant with a shot while I'm behind the invisibility curtain.
Okay, I will throw off guard on it for you.
That's a 41 for a critical.
Yep, you critically hit the giant. Yes, Libbiel, you can take the bleed off.
And 64 points of damage and some persistent bleed. Now we're going to make it angry because I imagine it might come towards me, but I'm going to move from in front of the invisibility curtain to give Libbiel a little bit of cover here. Moving to the southwest a bunch to be visible, but kind of a little bit out of the way.
Okay, it's its turn.
Yeah,
We need
all
to
set.
first. I need to take off the off guard, and it then needs to make its will save against. I think that's probably going to do horrible on. So it is slowed 1 from the curse of stagnant time here, so it only gets 2 actions this turn. And sure, it will do what Dezi wanted it to do. It comes over close to you, as far as it can get without changing movement types, and it will try to hit you the scythe. It does have reach with the fist, so it's going to punch you from where it is. You made it angry. And it is going to miss. It feels like it's just kind of floundering through the water, flailing, kind of punching randomly at wherever this small creature is that would keep zapping it with small little arrows that do a lot of damage. You see that ooze heal a little bit more as it seems to draw from the swamp, and it's replenishing the body that had been burned away by Castrovel's beacon. It sees 2 people before it, and Daegron looks more hurt than Vanarel, so I think it is going to go for Daegron with one of those harpoons. The first one comes at you with a 42 against your AC, piercing through it finds a small gap in your plate and just stabs through, doing 25 points of damage and adding some persistent acid to you. It is then going to do the same thing to Vanarel, missing with a 35, and it's then going to step backward. Daegron.
Okay, before we do
You are-
anything else, he's continue.
First,
leaning
you are
against
inside
this
the
gate.
aura, so you will need to roll
Yep.
against the mosquitoes that want to feast on all the blood. That is a failure. Okay, so I don't know if you got rid of your bleed. Looks like you
Nope,
still
my
have it.
bleed's
So,
still there.
and the bleed does not stack. This sickened does, right? 1 second. Okay, got it. Now, this one does not stack further.
Okay. Either way, he is going to try to, leaning against this gate, retch one more time to clear the last of this sickness. 34.
34 will not get rid of the sickness.
Okay, and then he'll step forward or stride forward after this creature, attempting a snagging strike to pull it back towards the land as it tries to get away.
He hits for 24 points of damage. It is now off guard for the round as long as it stays within your reach.
And he'll follow up now that he's got it off guard with another swing. There we go, 42 to hit.
That will also hit. Yeah, you feel you've pulled kind of that cluster of eyes out of the water, and it just seems a little bit less stable without the supporting influence of all the rest of the ooze around it, for another 28 points of damage.
And that's all four.
Okay. Vanarel, you are not healed to full, so we will need the mosquito save from you.
Righto.
You are sickened 1, and you are now having some bleed damage to add to you.
Fantastic.
I think you just got rid of your bleed damage, and now it's right back.
Yeah, I think it was acid the last time, but now I have new and exciting things to deal with. All right, well, my first action, just seeing what Daegron has done to throw this thing off balance a bit, I will take a step forward and lunging in again, just that big fencer's lunge forward, starting off the twin takedown flurry with the rapier and hammer.
And you just
Well,
can't seem to
once
get a
again.
bead on this creature. That's 2 misses.
Yeah. Okay. Well, again, it's always been the measured strikes afterwards that have done me pretty well. So sort of resetting the fighting form, and then it's essentially just a flurry, just a much more measured and slowly, coming right back in with the rapier for a third action.
That misses.
Still can't get past the massive tangled tentacles there. Stepping forward, flurry, missing again. Well, the hammer's done a pretty good job when I'm able to connect with it, so we'll just bring that over the top and hope for the best. No, cannot
Is
get
that a
past the
second
defenses.
sting? Was
Well, I
that
forgot
wasn't
to
a
call it.
second sting?
I forgot to call it, so no.
Okay. Okay, so there we go. And now we are up to Libbiel. And you take your... Oh, Vanarel didn't have your bleed trigger. Did you not put it on you? Looks like you didn't put it on you. So go ahead and roll.
You
You had to press the damage button. I will press that on you now.
Okay.
But you will need to... I'll roll the 2d6 right now. And you can roll a d20 flat check to see if it goes away. You're taking 10 points of damage. You're still bleeding.
Okay.
Libbiel, what can you do to help now that you're out of harm's way and healed to full?
Well, holding up her staff, she's going to take a look at this battlefield and cast Ice Storm, which, since it's outside, I can place 2 of these. Let's make sure this one has no way to escape, my friends. And here's the... they have to take reflex saves, and here's the
Okay,
damage.
I'm rolling those right now. Natural 1 from the ooze. And
Oh,
so a critical fail and a fail. And let's see, where's your damage? You start low damage roll, it looks like, but this one takes double. Make sure only that one's selected. And this one takes single. So the ice, and does this make it into difficult terrain or anything like that, flavorful wise? No, snow and sleet
Doesn't
continue to
seem
rain
so.
down, making the air difficult terrain. Got it. Okay. Any
Oh,
creature
okay.
that ends its turn in the storm takes cold damage. Okay. So yeah, the whole swamp here is starting to become iced over. You see snow falling everywhere. You see the ice starting to spread in these little circles around this area. And it looks like that did something. And you have some actions left. That was a 3-action spell. You have 1 action left.
And my final action, without, I'm going to perhaps move over here so I can get a little closer to Dezi.
Okay. And Dezi, it is your turn. You have a giant
Okay,
storming towards you, but now being
yeah.
encased in ice.
We're going to take a single shot at the giant to start. Aims the crossbow very carefully and plinks the giant a little bit. We'll see if we can maybe get this down to one big bad thing that we have to deal with. Not very good damage for 11.
You're
But it is
whittling
taking
away at it.
bleed, and yeah, it's in difficult terrain. There's a slow aura. So I think my second action, which will satisfy the haste, is going to be to move towards Vanarel and Daegron, straight to the south and a little bit to the east, avoiding the ice, obviously, but I'll go out to that little peninsula there. And then I've got 2 actions left. Daegron, I need you to step back just a little bit. You're just out of my aura. Shoot, stride. I can do a 2-action spell. Let me see what I got. Actually, let's start. No. Let us cast. Any options here? We don't know. We've seen this thing regenerating or something like that, so we don't know what does that though. Actually, I'm going to cast a life boost on myself because I've been taking some decent damage and I don't want to take any more damage. And let me see where I am with those. And I will I will cast a second life boost on Vanarel to keep them doing okay. And that'll be all 3 of them.
Okay, you mean all 4?
Thank you.
Sorry, 4, yeah, with the stride, exactly.
Okay, the giant's up next. It is still inside the aura of stagnant time. So I need to give it another will save. And it's 6.
D6?
It's unaffected this time. And it's going to keep chasing after Dezi. It's not seeming to be smart enough to get out of that aura is the one problem for it. It's still there. And it's going to try to
double move or a single Wickle Train?
With the difficult terrain, that's a good call. It could have done, let's see, it was here. So that's 10. That's 20. Yeah, so that is a double move for it to get there. And it's going to swing at you with the scythe, just doing a regular scythe attack, not its fancy one. It looks almost like it's trying to bludgeon you with the scythe rather than trying to trip you, but it misses.
And here's the 2 cold damage.
Because it's still inside the aura. It didn't leave that. And it takes that. Beginning of turn, the ooze heals up a fair bit. And let's see, there's some more bleed damage on the fungal giant who did not save and took the damage. Got it. Okay. And what does it want to do? It had a plan. It doesn't like that plan now. It is going to retreat into the... But it has to stride because it can't step in this. So that will provoke. I believe from both Vanarel and Daegron.
It's both snagging, so it's off guard, right? Yeah.
I believe it was off guard because it triggered as it was leaving, so not after. So yes, it was still off guard for this strike. Vanarel hit. And Daegron hit. For 28 points from Vanarel and 33 points from Daegron. Now that it's out of melee range, it's going to start hucking pieces of demons at you, starting with Daegron first.
Why does it have so many pieces of demons? What kind of...
39 against AC is going to hit you, Daegron. Yep. This one looked like maybe the abdomen of one of those mosquito demons. 28 points of damage, and we do need a fort save from you, as it splatters all over you.
There's that one.
This time you're unaffected, and it's going to stay focused on you with its second hunk of... you see an arm come at you that seems to have a mouth at the elbow. And that 19, that became a 3, and that one's going to miss. It is your turn now, Daegron, having been pelted by multiple pieces of demons.
He bats the elbow mouth out of the way as he starts to move forward. Before he goes, we're just trying to get through this sicken, so we're gonna retch again before anything else.
It also took 2 more points at the end of its turn for being in the
I don't think
ice.
that's gonna do it.
That does not get rid of any of the sickened.
Okay, and then he'll step in and do a snagging strike on this creature, trying to stop it from getting away again. 43 points of damage. Good damage roll. It's an ooze, so he can't really do any of his fancy grappling techniques besides maybe this here. I can't knock it down or anything like that. So then he's going to just follow it up, trying to hack these almost spear-like pseudopods off as he starts laying into it. That one's not going to do it. And on the third retch step, that'll be all 4 then.
Okay. Vanarel. Whoa, lots of things happening there. Let me see everything that was automated. Let's see.
Yep.
Daegron took some damage. You recovered from one of your persistent effects. Vanarel got some
Bleed's
healing.
gone.
That all looks good. And
Alright, well-
Vanarel, start of turn, we need to save against the mosquitoes.
Oh, right.
There you go. There's the button for it.
Let's swat those away, I hope.
You are now sickened 1.
Already am.
Okay,
I think.
so that one, it stacks with other things. It does not stack with itself. So if you were sickened 2, let me reduce that. There we go. You're only sickened 1, and you already have the bleed on you. I don't need to re-add that.
Well, looking very uneasy at this water. I don't know what else is in that besides that ooze thing, but for me to do the most, I have to get in there. So I'm going to, whether it's a step or a stride, I'm not 100% certain. I'll just slosh my way.
It has to be a stride because it's greater difficult terrain unless you have a swim speed.
Okay. With my unimpeded journey, it becomes regular difficult terrain, but that still makes it a stride for me. So I will get up here right next to it and not think about my boots rapidly filling with whatever this disgusting water is. And we will try to flurry this thing, hopefully finding a way to get past its defenses.
Both attacks missed again. This
managing
ooze
to strike.
is like Vanarel's bane.
You should
Alright,
make it your unfavored enemy.
It really is, although it's competing with a lot of other things in this slop of a swamp. All right, well, Trojan did that. We'll give it one more singular strike, trying to just strike at the base of a tentacle with the Castrovel's Beacon, which will not manage to do it. And I'll just leave the rapier out there hanging in the way as for my 4th and final action, we'll see if a second sting will force something through.
And that will hit.
All right, well, I'll take what I can get at this point.
So
One big
no
splash
benefit
hammer.
from second sting, but at least she got the hit. So that's probably better than the consolation prize. 20 points of damage hits the ooze. And it is Libbiel's turn. As Vanarel also takes 2 more points of cold that's not listed there from the ice storm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll take that.
So I'm thinking, do I keep the ice storm sustained, hurting both my friends, but letting those ooze walk away from them?
I don't need it. It's fine.
unimpeded?
Oh, I guess it can step away. Maybe keep it going.
All right, I'm gonna sustain it 1 round. You guys can take once. Here's the basic. I can't do the fancy thing where I throw it into chat. Never mind. 35 basic reflex.
Oh, when it's sustained, they take the damage again?
Yeah,
Okay.
I have to.
Oh, so
sustain.
got it. So everyone has to make a reflex save, it sounds like, right? You said reflex?
Yep.
It just says when you cast the spell. I think
The
this is late
aberration
for
is
this.
Let me scroll back up.
sustained for 1 minute.
Let me see what happens when you sustain. Let's see. There's all the life boosts. There's the ice storm. Okay. Let's see. You create an ice storm when you cast the spell. If you cast the spell outdoors, I think the duration is just keeping the 2 points of damage and the difficult terrain. Snow for the remainder of the duration. Yes. So there's no more damage at this point. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
So no saves needed. It's just keeping it difficult terrain and keeping the 2 points of cold damage.
All right, then I think you guys can take 2. And the difficult terrain is helping a lot, so sustain that. Let's try to help Dezi. With my staff, I hold it high, and I cast a frostbolt at the ogre thing next to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a giant or something, marsh giant.
Yep, it will make its. It will attempt to save, fortitude save against this, and it rolls poorly. It is a critical failure, so it is weak to
Here's
bludgeoning.
94.
And it takes 26 points of damage, which will drop it. It gets covered in ice into like a statue of ice that's mixing with your storm, and as it starts to sink a little more into the marsh.
Okay, with that thing dead, I feel a lot safer moving closer. So I'm gonna move my movement speed here. Sorry, 35 here.
So sustain a spell and a move, and we are up to Dezi.
Thanks, Libbiel. I appreciate that. Now I can focus on that, whatever that is. I will take a single shot at that. 33 will miss. And then I'm going to cast a 2-action heal on Daegron.
Yay, thank you.
You will get back 105. That's some of your health.
Sure, thank you.
Last action, I'm going to use my... Where is it? My Hexing Jar to gain a focus point to life boost Daegron as well.
Okay. Can you put life boost in the chat for him to drag the effect?
Yeah, give me half a second. Sorry, I'm bouncing around between a couple screens here.
As we move to the top of round 10, the ooze is sitting in the middle of this frozen ice storm, and it heals up a fair bit more. It looks like it does not want to make that trade again, where it's moving back to get some range on you all, and it sees that you're both healing, maybe not quite as fast as it's healing, but needs to do something here, and it's going to try to just... I think it's having an easier time hitting Vanarel, so it's going to focus triple stingers on Vanarel.
That sounds like a terrible time.
47 against AC is going to crit you
It sure will.
for 66 points of damage, and some of that, and 4d6 persistent bleed. It will try a second one of those. Ooh, another high roll. A 46 is another crit against you for 68 points more. It has got you down to... Oh, you still have 49 hit points left. You're nowhere close to death, even if it's saying near death when I hover over you. It is going to sting you a third time. With a 38 against AC, is going to hit you again.
Yep.
For an additional 21 points. So you, after 3 attacks, you're at 28 hit points remaining. And that was its whole turn.
I closed my eyes for 2 seconds and got beaten into a pulp.
You got crit, and hit. And it is now Daegron's turn, who sees a very, very injured Vanarel next to him.
Yeah, as he tries to get its attention, he's going to, again, do another snagging strike on this creature, trying to hold it back or at least get its attention towards him. 15 for a 44, and that's 28 points of damage. And then it's got that, and he's going to continue just slamming the axe down, trying to, I think, sever these pseudopods that keep striking out at Vanarel next to him. Rolled up from the 13 to the 5, so 29 misses, 36 to hit. Pretty good damage roll, 37 more points of damage.
I also didn't
For the
put
last
I didn't put its 2 points on at the end for the cold. Let me put that on. And we also forgot Daegron's mosquito bites.
Oh.
And Daegron just got a bonus hero point from chat. I will award that,
Oh, that's unfortunate.
at least so you know about it.
The
Oh, and Libbiel
mosquitoes,
is getting one too. That is a fail on the mosquito bites.
Does that push it to 2? If it does, I'll re-roll it.
It does not push it to 2,
Okay.
unless you are sickened by the body parts it throws at you. Those are what stack.
I think it was the mosquito the first time. Still on this one.
Okay.
So what that was that.
That puts a bleed on you.
My actions. Okay, this is my last one here. We will swing one more time at it. full map. Oh, nat 20, but
That's a crit,
it
according to
hits. At least
Yep.
it hits.
The oozes are
I'll
immune
just
to
roll
the
regular.
bonus damage, but they will take some other effects. There we go. It would need to
That
make a
should
save
be-
against your frost rune.
Oh, sorry.
So
Here, don't do the damage on this. We'll just consider the
I'll
damage I
undo
already
it.
rolled.
I was going to give it a -1 penalty on this for being in the storm, but it critically
52,
succeeded anyway,
yeah.
so it's not going to matter. The frost seems to have no effect on it.
Okay, and that should be his turn.
Okay. Vanarel. Oh, and at the end of the turn, you take the 2 points, plus all the other things. And Vanarel, you are starting inside the aura. You need to give me a fort save.
All right.
That is a fail. It looks like you are already sickened, though, and you're already bleeding, so I don't think anything changes for you.
Okay. Well, having been absolutely blitzed in the last 6 seconds, I think I need to clear out the garbage that's clogging my lungs from this thing. So I'm going to take my first action to retch and try to get rid of this sickened, so that I can end this, hopefully, as quickly as I can. It's just a fortitude save.
That will get rid of it.
41. Okay. We'll get that off of me. And then still feeling very shaky. I think it's just like the weight of the water on his lower body keeping him steady here. We'll use a one takedown flurry on this ooze here. Rapier first. Hitting and critting.
Very nice. Finally. It's a hit and a crit for a combined 74 points of damage, which will defeat the ooze.
Oh.
All right, let me just take away some of these damage puddles.
Yep, let's remove all of those effects.
Okay.
People still have persistent damage. Vanarel is low enough that I'm going to wait until we've dealt with those to leave initiative. It might not be.
I'm willing to blow a heal on them. They've got fast healing too, so I think that would probably get us out of initiative.
Okay, I will
to
end
make
it.
things
So
go
just
quicker.
spend the spell, and I'll end initiative.
There we go. You'll get back a whopping 108.
Okay.
So yeah.
We'll end initiative. People can click off their sickens and their persistent damages. I know you have enough time to retch and do minor healing with the life boost to offset the amount of persistent damage you're taking now that no one is in danger of dying.
I'm still going to spend a couple of moments just standing over that thing to make sure it doesn't stand back up.
So
'cause we've had to
that
do
swamp
before.
thing's gonna come back. We need to get rid of the whatever curse is going on here, or I don't know what's going on exactly, but we need to do that. I think it'll come back in the order of days, though. So I think we need to fix this gate and maybe fix this area, and maybe then the swamp will not be so oozy.
Oh,
All right, well, I think the best way of doing that is to fix the gate and bring in people who can do that for us while we go off and do other things.
Well, I mean,
So
we
I'm
should
gonna
at
look-
least figure out if there's a quick way to fix it. But yeah, I think you're right.
I'm going to look at this gate and I'm going to try and figure out exactly what I need to fix it. So here's my Arcana, perhaps.
You're looking at this, and you can tell it's related to that weird stone that the queen always seems to carry around. You can see some of the traces of that energy. But other than that, you can't tell how you would fix this or what you'd have to do.
Huh.
I think I recalled knowledge on the gate. I assume that was related to this, or no?
It was. I would let you do it again now that you're close.
Okay. Do I know? I mean, I want to know how to get rid of the sickened thing. Like I want to know how to make sure that swamp thing doesn't come back first.
That would be
what
a
sort of
nature
is
check.
that? In that case, I'll do a check on the gate first. What do I think that is? Is that also nature, or is that something?
Arcana on the gate itself. Yeah, so you can tell this is an Ayadara. You know these are very common constructions of the ancient elves that make a little bit of a teleportation network across all of Golarion. You've heard rumors that they may extend off of Golarion into other planets as well. A little bit of a hub and spoke kind of model, typically, of teleportation ways. Usually, each one has a key that is used to activate it. You were not sent with one, so you're not sure how to activate this portal here.
So we need a key, but we don't have it. I'll give everybody this information, basically. I don't suppose it's around here anywhere. Maybe we should search the area. I'm going to need to do a quick refocus because I want to study the swamp, but I want to make sure I'm in line with my abilities.
So while Dezi and Libbiel were looking at the Ayudara, what were Daegron and Vanarel doing?
Cleaning all of the horrible things off of his body and armor. Daegron kind of like leans against his axe, pigeoned in the ground, and just takes some breaths after being beat quite decently a few times with Dezi rescuing them from it. And he'll just take a look around here. Does it seem like there is any, like Dezi asked, see if there's anything around? Do I see any obvious stashes of hidden keys?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah, he's gonna just kind of look around through the muck around this island just to see if there's anything here.
Yeah, as you poke around, especially on this south side, almost where you were fighting, maybe you even saw them during the middle of battle but couldn't spare a time. There are numerous skeletons buried here, or moss-covered, gunk-covered. Buried is overly strong. But you do see a lot of metallic items that are still left behind.
Yeah, he pulls that on shore for everyone. Maybe asking Vanarel. It's a bit gross, but it looks like there's still some things with these bodies here. Help me get them on shore.
So yeah, you see a dwarven war axe, a rapier, some bracers, a scroll that seems like it's survived. It must be on some sort of weird parchment vellum that's survived immersion here, because it's not inside a case, but it's still intact. And then a couple of unusual objects of art. Some of them are made out of weird metals.
I'll gladly identify those after the buffer of time has elapsed to try to figure out what they are.
Never mind.
Like us
the scroll is inside one of the items. That makes more sense. So you can't see the scroll right now. Yeah. And so Vanarel, you're helping, I guess, get all these items out of the gunk and kind of lined up to be investigated?
Yeah, initially I think because I can't do much on the magical arcane recalling knowledge side of things, I would have just been pulling some of the worst of the weeds and moss off of the arch itself before glancing into the water at the moss tentacle ooze thing we just defeated and hoping that wasn't what we had to drag up onto the shore before finally helping Daegron with something slightly less gross.
So if you're helping clean up the Ayudara a little bit, I can take a society, a religion, or an arcana check, if any of those work for you.
Well,
or religion. I'll allow almost any of those.
Yeah. We'll go with a religion. Unless, would Tree Razor lore be more appropriate here?
Sure.
I've been seeing enough
I'll let that.
Okay, give that a go. It just seems a bit more focused on what we're here for anyway.
Yeah, so you're poking around a little bit, trying to see what's happening here, and you can tell that it looks like you see signs scrawled like runes of Tree Razor on the surface here. They don't look like they've taken effect, and you don't think they have any power still. Your best guess is Tree Razor may have tried at one point in the distant past to use this to corrupt it, and it looks like he's never tried again.
Well, I will point those out for sure. I think these are something we should also just get rid of. We don't want these lying around for any future plans that might come about.
What a lazy guy. He should have just finished the job. I mean, put more effort into it. Come on, Tree Razor.
I'm willing to overlook his laziness on this one, honestly.
Oh, I guess you have a point there, Vanarel. If the 10 minutes have passed, I'll do some quick identifying checks. I mean, I'm going to identify these, but I'm particularly looking for anything that might activate this gate as well.
Sure. I mean, from the lore you know, those tended to be kind of smaller magical trinkets. None of like the weapons or
okay.
Would probably be it. Maybe some of the treasure. Let me describe everything here first as well, because I kind of just didn't give you that. So you see, as I said, there is a dwarven war axe made out of some odd metal, and it's definitely magical. a star sapphire necklace with a gold chain that is not magical, a an odd silver rapier within a fancy sheath, which I think is one of the standalone treasures itself, made out of a weird wood and covered in pearls, and a scroll case that matches the rapier in terms of metal construction, with the one scroll inside, and a set of bracers that have images of flying wasps on them.
Despite it being non-magical, do I think the necklace, the chain, could be something that might activate this?
Possibly. It's a pretty art object. You would know typically you just need to press it against the gate to activate it if it was the key.
I mean, sure, I'll give that a shot.
Nothing happens.
Be ready, people. Oh, well, that's a good try. I guess we could try I don't know. The scroll case might work if it's something. I'll try. I mean, I'm going to try to some sort of recall knowledge on this and figure out what these are to some extent.
And you have quick identify, so these are reactions per, effectively?
Yeah, they're one action if they're occult at this point. But yeah,
Got it.
They're a matter of
So I'll just start sending things to chat for you. This is the war axe. Yeah, while this is going on, what are you doing?
I think I'm going to take a minute and comb the area with detect magic. And I have it so then I can know precisely within like a 5-foot area if there's something magic hiding.
Sure. I mean, so other than the items that you're already looking at to identify, the Ayadara itself is magic, and the whole swamp seems to be magic in some ways, but there's not a localized, strong presence anywhere. So you're not really detecting anything you weren't expecting at this point in time.
Okay.
Oh, Daegron, have I got something for you? Look at this axe, Daegron.
Oh, that's something. Never used a dwarven axe before. I'm not sure if I have the know-how for it, but this is something.
So yes, it was a +2 greater striking, keen, adamantine dwarven war axe. It was a dawn silver rapier, not magic. It was some bands of force greater. Going down the list. Let's see. Given how easy it is, I'm actually just going to identify that for you. I didn't realize how low that DC was. It's a duskwood scabbard inset with pearls. That's what the rapier was inside of. So it was a dawn silver rapier inside of a duskwood scabbard. Neither of those were magical. They're just very valuable items. And the same with the waterproof dawn silver scroll case. We'll just identify that as well. DC 14 check at this point. So a waterproof standard grade dawn silver scroll case adorned with rubies. You will have to roll to identify the scroll that is inside of it. And that is a success. It is a scroll of hidden mind, rank 8.
Okay, I mean, I see no reason not to try pressing some of these against the gate to see if anything happens. So I will try that with what we found, just to... I don't think any of them, minus maybe the scroll case, but I'll try.
None of them react to the Ayadara.
Well, this is a problem. I'm going to try to figure out what the curse is at this point. That's a nature check. I will use scholarly recollection to roll twice and take the better.
Yeah, so the curse, it is just one of these, it's these blights. You've heard of these blights before, as I mentioned. Anytime basically an area of naturalness gets heavily polluted, heavily corrupted, has lots of bad energy, not necessarily abyssal, not necessarily necrotic, but just a accumulation over time of negative kind of primal energy. These blights tend to spawn, gain power, and slowly carve out a domain here. And you know that you typically have to break a high-level curse effectively to stop them from rejuvenating again and again.
I can do that, but probably not today. I think that's a tomorrow problem for me.
I'm going to dunk my head under this water to see if there's anything underneath.
Give me a perception check.
Why would Faenliss roll some dice?
Yes. You're looking under the water, and you can't see more than about 3 inches in front of your face. The water is that dirty and murky and gross.
Yeah, so it's like, not doing that again. They don't really have a good way of like dredging the water So if it's in the water, we might be a little screwed.
Vanarel will sigh heavily and splash into the water to drag that large mass of ooze up. Like, oh, I hope it's not in the center of this thing. And I'll start the very gross process of looking through in and around that thing's various tentacles, if it's still here in the water.
Yes, it has started to kind of melt a little, but there was still a central mass that you were able to grab. It still has those little red eyes, but those are also starting to kind of bleed out a little into the surrounding area. The harpoons have lost their shape. But you have like a kind of a thick jelly that's thicker than the water that you're trying to corral up onto the shore.
Oh, this is easily the most disgusting thing I've ever done in my life. Okay.
You really?
I'll-
you want to
I'll-
dunk your head in this water real quick?
I don't. I'm just going to try and search in and around and inside of, if I have to, this thing.
Yeah, give
It
me
seemed to be the.
a
it seemed to be the
perception
central-
check and maybe a fortitude save.
What order would you like those in?
Either order.
All right, here's blind fortitude save or public.
Public is fine. We've had a lot of blind rolls
Okay.
today.
I always put that out there.
Yeah, you're doing okay. I mean, it smells really, really bad. And as you are pulling your hands through, trying to search through this, occasionally you do find something that's a little more solid than the goop. And you pull out another piece of a demon, another piece of an animal that's all rotting and kind of liquefying. When you pull it out, it kind of melts across your hand, and you can tell that you now have like rotted, liquefied flesh all over your body, but you're okay. You smell really bad, and you don't find anything other than more body parts.
Well, I had to know, kind of. So, all right.
Hold on, I've got a thought here. We know the queen pretty well at this point. I've got a wand ascending. I'm going to send them a message. We need something to activate this gate. Does not seem to be present. Do you know where this object is, or do you have it?
Let's see. We have the object. We can activate from this side. Is it safe?
I can't send them another message.
You can't.
So that's
no.
about it. I mean, it's safe for 3 days. That seems safe, right?
After a little bit of time goes by, she will realize that you don't have a second sending prepared, and she will send a sending to you all asking, is it safe again?
I'm assuming that's probably going primarily to me. There is a corrupted ooze we have defeated. Will respawn in days. Need to remove curse, but now the area is clear. I'm assuming that's around under 25.
Sure.
I think that's the limit.
You don't get a response immediately. What are you choosing to do?
I'm going to go back across the bridge and make a cozy cabin.
And we should
Sounds
keep an eye on the
reasonable.
place.
Okay.
Yeah, I
If
think
they're
that's.
gonna activate it, then we need to make sure nothing shows up.
We rest for the night. I can do another sending in the morning. If they appear in the meantime, then they appear in the meantime.
Okay.
Here's shit.
And it looks
Yeah,
like you're
yeah.
leaving all the treasure on the island?
Oh no, sorry, we would have gathered that. I just I yanked it out, you know.
I'm just like, you haven't taken it out of the item. Yes. And so about an hour after you've, set up your cozy cabin to start resting and keeping a watch, you do see a flash of light, and you see, a shimmer across that portal, and you see about 50 elven soldiers come marching out with a couple of what looks like priests or wizards behind them. And they would see the cabin, and they would call out to you all. Are you the ones the queen sent?
Yep, that's us.
That's us.
Well, at this
It's
point, it's
good.
more that you were sent by the queen, but yeah.
Libby, let's not nitpick the details here. She sent us both effectively.
Oh, fine. Don't let me have any fun.
It really is an awful smell here. Can't you do
Oh.
something about that?
It's a lot more pleasant than just like 20 feet that way, but you know what? I don't think I can.
I can if you jump in the water.
I wouldn't jump in the water.
Don't.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that, but if you want to get rid of the smell, that is one way.
It looks like that smells worse.
It does.
Well, make you smell, but you wouldn't be able to smell it, so it would be okay.
I see. We have people unused to military discipline here. We will ignore that greeting and try again. Hello, we are the force dispatched by Queen Talendia to reinforce and fortify this location. We thank you for your assistance in reactivating Tanglegate. The Queen has asked you to return through the Tanglegate. If you have secured the place. She did mention there may be an ongoing threat, though.
Yes,
Can
I
you
apologize.
deal with that?
It's been a long day. I cannot deal with. It's a high. It would take a high level curse removal. I did not prepare such a thing for today. If you'd like us to stay here for the night and defend the area with you, I'd have to talk to my companions, but I'd certainly be willing, and it's possible I could help in the morning.
Gavin here. I have no problem waiting around if you need time for your spells.
I know the Queen
I
wished to
definitely do.
speak with you soon, but I also know she wished to make sure this was a secure location. It would not do for a curse to return on us.
Do you have a courier you
Alright.
could maybe send back through? Run a message to the Queen.
We can do that. It would take some time.
How do these gates work? They're not instant travel?
They are,
Oh.
but the Queen is busy.
Okay. Well, then, yes, we could go back, but I'm assuming you want us here on the morning for that. We could go now and come back, I suppose.
Can you brief us first on what threats you encountered in the area, as well as in the immediate environs here?
Oh, do you have a notepad? This might take a while.
An adjutant next to the one who's been questioning you does pull out some paper to take notes.
So I guess we'll just go through with all the stuff we scouted on the way up, in case they decide to make a move on the gate now that it's not protected by the curse ooze thing that seems to have been killing them too. The curse ooze thing, the two vampire spirits that summoned, and basically warnings about eating the fungus and, sleeping on ground that you're not entirely sure of. That sort of
And
thing.
also the giants that were here, the trolls or whatever they were, the things that came out of the swamp. I know we identified them.
The
But
fungal
It
marsh
would be
giants.
part of the-
Daegron will definitely give a rundown of what they've fought and what their weaknesses were or ways they've dealt with them. But he says, Libby, I don't know if they need to be reminded not to eat the fungus.
Yes, they
What, really?
seemed a little insulted to be told that. but
they're so tasty after you get used to it.
they all take a few steps away from Libbiel and gravitate toward Daegron, who seems to be speaking sense. And they definitely ask a lot more questions of Daegron about things you've encountered, things you saw over the time here. Do you have a warfare lore style lore?
Yep, I've got warfare lore.
If you can roll that. Through the discussion you're having with him on all the things you noticed, one thing is kind of coming out from both maybe the questions he's asking you and as you're rethinking this. So it did seem like those patrols you encountered before from, of like the Spore Scouts, it almost feels like Tree Razor was trying to keep his forces away from this location.
I wonder if he has plans for it.
or perhaps he wasn't in control of whatever this curse was.
Well, if he wasn't in control, he could have came back and dealt with it. But you said you saw he tried something many years ago.
It didn't work, so maybe he gave up because I don't know. I wouldn't think something would be too powerful for True Razor, but
Well,
I mean,
this
he could be scared
this
of
creature
things.
was throwing demon parts at us. Maybe it's just he doesn't feel like having his rank and file chewed up in this swamp.
It could just as easily be we've just simply interrupted long-term plans.
I don't know. Did I get an idea for how long ago Tree Razor had marked this portal?
No.
Not me, I guess whoever looked at it.
I think it was Vanarel, and more than 100 years ago, long time.
Yeah, I mean, I realize that's not long in terms of demon life, but it seems like he probably would have acted again on this if it was something in his plans.
Well, if it's something he forgot about or isn't bothering with, it's all the better that we can take it back then.
Agreed.
So
I
as
think
you are
all this is-
discussing this, you do see the couple of wizards that came with them. They're casting Wall of Stone and starting to kind of make a fortified wall around this whole place. Probably almost encompassing, not quite the whole map, but probably about a square. Let me draw roughly how big they're going. Probably about like that. First using the walls to make walls and then using it to make some floors to get off the swampy floor, maybe a couple, 2 or 3 feet above the surface of the lake, but still below the level of the arch. And they probably had about 4 castings each, and that's maybe double up on some of the walls as well. Looks like they're going to do more of that tomorrow and make thicker walls and start carving up places. Other than that, it's an unadorned place. There's no ceilings yet. They're at risk of the elements. It might even be kind of still filling up with some water. There's enough mist and moisture in the air that it's condensing into a thin film over the ground. It's not going to be a pleasant camp, but at least they are off the ground and off the water here.
Can I use? Actually, I don't think I have any charges left for that. I was going to ask if I can cut off the water using a wall of ice to see if we can just have it drain out the other end.
It would help probably temporarily. It will melt the wall of ice.
Maybe I'd direct them to cut off the water.
So they will use some of their castings instead of doubling up some walls to try to block off. They can't really tell which way the water is flowing in from. It's stagnant and slow enough, so they have to use walls at both ends to figure that out. And it's still so wet and so damp here that the water seems like it might just be coming out of the ground as well. So it's not going to drain quickly, but it probably will help over the sense of days or weeks.
A while.
They might need to get some druids to come in and do other effects, maybe some various weather rituals to try to pierce the haze. The haze wasn't quite as strong here. It does extend here, so it still seems like that part of the demonic force is still present here. And that's not letting a lot of sun come through. It's keeping it all very humid. But maybe over time they can make this a little bit more hospitable.
Well, I guess we should stay here and help them defend this for the night. I'll try to prepare what I can in the morning to get rid of this curse.
And you're sending a message through to that
cabin
effect.
Still up?
What was that?
I was like, Libby, is that cabin still up?
Yeah, it stays there for 12 hours. It's ours for the night.
Excellent.
And you sent a messenger through to the queen saying you're going to stay here one night and return in the morning?
I think that sounds good.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't know what spell particularly removes curses. And I mean, there's remove curse, but that looks like it's meant for a person. So I don't know I should prepare.
I would allow a cleanse affliction, but no, it's going to have a multi-hour type cast time instead of the usual.
That's totally fine. I will definitely prep up probably maybe even 2 of those at my highest level.
Yeah, they call out 1 feat that I know none of you have as at least one way to do it, but that feat to me is weaker than a high-level cleanse affliction, so we'll allow the cleanse affliction to be used here.
Oh wait, I have break curse.
Oh, never mind. You actually have the feat. That's the one feat they called out by name.
I took that a while back. I took that at level 12.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
It still takes a long time, I believe. So
I am legendary. I think it actually only takes 10 minutes.
Oh, never
Let me
mind
double check
then.
that.
You
yes.
don't have to stay the night.
If you want to send that to chat so we can double check it and you can make a roll on that.
Assuming I can do occultism for it, which I think is one of the options there.
I didn't check anyone's character sheet. I was surprised anyone took it. I mean, I guess there have been curses in this campaign. You have been dealing with things of that nature. So it's not surprising that you took that feat. I'm just surprised that it never came up before now. Can you send it to chat as well, the feat?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so it is a break curse. Takes 10 minutes if you're legendary. Attempt to counteract the curse using occultism. Half your level rounded up for the counteract rank. So the counteract rank of this would have been an 8, I believe. Is that right?
That's correct.
And you had a 40, so you had an 11 on the die.
Seems fine, hopefully.
And let me see. So DC by level, 40 would have gotten a level 20 or level 10 spell, I think that will do it. They didn't actually give a DC for this, so I'm going while saying that could be used. So yes, that will break the curse. You feel the area become slightly different. It doesn't become cleaner. It doesn't become less polluted, less bad smelling. It's still horrible here, but there's more of a psychological lightness that just feels a little nicer here at the moment. And and the remains of that ooze completely dissolve and are gone, leaving behind a small pile of dismembered body parts.
Did we want to go home? I mean, there's a lovely cabin, but I feel like
I think we should talk to the queen.
fair.
Day we should head out.
Okay.
Now that we know this is taken care of.
And so you're going to report into the captain that you've broken the curse and are reporting back to the queen?
Yeah, we'll let them know that things should be safe here.
As you do that, you do see there's more and more troops coming through. They are bringing some wood. They're setting up kind of scaffolds and I won't call them watchtowers, but they are at least trying to set up raised firing positions for archers and scouts to look over the walls. There's not currently a door. Like, you can't get out of this box right now that they've made, but you can tell in time they will shape the stone and other things. But for the immediate future, this is protecting the gate, and they have a defensible position, and they can always fall back through the gate at a moment's notice. So until they can get a proper fortress established here, it does look like they have at least something they can do. And then you go back through the gate. And let's put you back on the Lake and Carthen map.
Sorry about that. I'd forgotten that I'd taken that feat. It comes up so rarely, but we keep seeing evil, demonic things, so it made sense in character.
And so you are teleporting back to Ayadara. And you got a couple rewards for that weren't listed there. You got a couple more triumph points. Additionally, any new mission in the Tanglebriar only costs 1 day to start from now on.
Whoa.
Ooh, that's nice.
Okay.
So, good one to have done early, and you did it quite late.
Yay.
But you report back. This time, you've emerged out of a portal just off to the side of the palace. You had not actually seen this room before, but it looks like it is it's a larger Ayadara here, and you do see that there are stations, multiple squads here that seem ready to go support the other side or help evacuate the other side. You can tell and some of them are preparing food on this side to bring across, and other arrows and other supplies. You just see a constant flow of supplies entering this space, going through the portal, people reporting back. And as you emerge, you do see Dalamian here, who you can tell is trying very hard not to react to the smell. Welcome back. I think you need some time before you see the queen.
I think you're right.
Fair point. Yeah, maybe have some baths drawn. We'll get the swamp water off of us.
That would be good. I think I will lead you to one of the barracks here rather than across town to your house. I don't think the population would understand why that smell would be coming from the palace.
I mean, maybe they need to understand the value of a good day's labor, out in the field getting smelly.
That was several days.
Not like this.
Fair. Okay, fine. We'll go to the barracks.
Yes, so she leads you over to one of the nearby barracks where all these supplies and workers and all that are coming from, and leaves you to your ablutions to try to get a little cleaned up here. After maybe a good 30-40 minutes, it took a lot of scrubbing to get that smell off, and probably some backup gear. It might even take some time for your armor to be fully cleansed of that smell. That creature alone was particularly noxious. But you are escorted back to the queen. Let me get her picture up again. We like using her artwork because it's very cool. So you're escorted back into the audience chamber, where you see the queen also still standing before the sovereign stone. Let's put that again, the sovereign. Here we go. Which is, once again, when you you saw this before. It looked like this. You saw it a little later, and it was dark and not glowing. It is back glowing again like this, and it's reflecting, the towers of Ayadara here. And of course, Ayadara the capital and Ayadara the gates sound the same, but are totally different spellings. So don't get confused by those. And she is looking a little less stressed than she was last time you were here. Welcome back. You have done well to restore Tanglegate to our use. I hope it assists in future missions as well.
Me too. I'm glad we could return it to your use and to our use.
Do you have any new discoveries that you made while in the Tanglebriar?
While discussing it with your captain you sent through, it seemed as if the enemy was keeping his troops away from this gate. I'm not sure if the creature that lived there was defending it, or if maybe he was keeping it for a future plan or use. Vanarel, you said you saw he had attempted something with it at some point before, correct?
Yeah, some time ago, and I think when we looked at that and confirmed, Dezi, it was about 100 years ago. Tree Raiser had attempted to take over that area. Seemed like he had failed and had never bothered to try again.
It is a powerful network. We were always afraid to use it, in fear that we would allow demons into the heart of our country from there. It is possible he was equally nervous about drawing attention to it and forcing our hand. Maybe he hoped we would forget about it and use it at a later junction, or maybe he didn't want to stir us to something else in that location and wanted to keep us away. I don't know. I would have said in the past it was unlike him to ever give up, but we have already seen that his plans have become deeper and more subtle than we ever imagined. I do not want to underestimate him again.
The area was corrupted by effectively a pollution ooze that had gathered from all the slime and mold and everything building up there. We don't think it was aligned with Tree Raiser, and we did deal with that curse.
I'm glad to hear that. Those are particularly tricky creatures, those blights, and the natural enemy of all of us who love the natural world. It probably would not have been an ally of Tree Raiser. It probably wouldn't cause problems for him as long as there was not a direct confrontation between the two.
It seems whether or not it was an ally of his, it was keeping us away as well, so it might have served his purpose in that way.
I see. Well, I have some new news for you. On the sad front, that army that was invading, we were not able to reach them in time, and the Century route itself has been cut down, and most of the Arboreals have fled from Keonan now. I do not know where they have gone, but I fear we have lost an important ally. On the more positive opportunity front, our recovered operative has words about the traitor we've been trying to track down, and we think we know where he may be now. And I would like to ask you to proceed after the traitor and recover him, alive if possible, dead if required. His body we must have to avoid them resurrecting and continuing to use him. And she will signal for Kenriel to come in. So Kenriel, looking much better than before. We don't have new artwork, so I'm not going to show the all beat up, tortured version of Kenriel. But he is going to arrive, and first he will hand, I guess this will be to Libby, an item, which I think should be on the map now. Let me hide this so we can see the map. There we go. He hands to you a family heirloom dagger, saying you can probably make better use of this than he could. And it is a +2 greater striking astral cold iron dagger.
Huh.
So got some good runes on that. I think you're probably getting +2 graders on most people, but the astral rune might be somewhat newish for you all. And that's a pretty strong anti-undead type of rune, if you're not familiar with that one. Let me pull up the full details of Astral. Let's see.
My axe may have Astral on it.
I think it does. So it is Ghost Touch by itself, plus it does extra spirit damage. And if you're attacking a creature that's possessing another creature, it does no damage to the possessed creature, only to the possessing. And it might be able, on a critical hit, it can expel a possessed creature.
The rune itself would be useful for me, but if somebody else wants it, that's fine too.
I'm going to accept it with grace. Thank you.
Now for information about the traitor. We had rumors that one of River Spire's leaders, a renowned elven wizard by the name of Iravalin Morgathai, didn't die during the town's invasion, but in fact was the betrayal of the town, letting the enemies in. This information was a very big surprise to us. When we first heard rumors about a traitor, we thought it was someone low in rank, a gate guard, a merchant, not one of the ruling family. We believe Iravalin has retreated to a remote fortress deep in the Tanglebriar called Miluvrabrek. We'd like you to try to recover him and find out why he has betrayed us. As I said, captured alive is preferred, dead if that's all you can handle, but we need the remains. We feel otherwise he would continue to serve them in death. And after this, Kinriel kind of hands it the dialogue back to the queen, and she goes, before Earthfall, there was a great elven wizard named Altheon, and he led a society of spellcasters called the Border Society, a group whose legacy of researching the barriers between realities is still carried on today by the Rift Wardens. Aethlin's home, Arabrek, served as the headquarters of the Border Society, but the lower ranking members of the society each kept their own smaller-scale laboratories elsewhere. Miluvrabrek was one of these laboratories, and like the others, it was abandoned just before Earthfall. Only Aethlion chose to remain behind. Other laboratories elsewhere in Keonan have been long since rebuilt and repurposed, but Miluvrabrek, like Arabrek, is located deep in lands claimed by the Tanglebriar. I do not know what you will find there, but its general location is known. It's about 1 day from Tanglegate, a little to the southwest. It's not far from one of the rivers, probably close to, let's say on this map, probably around here-ish, kind of at the headwaters of one of those rivers, not quite where you can see. And but that one of those rivers is always flooding more pollution into the land here, and that's been a problem for decades or centuries. Do you think you can handle this?
Do we get a night here before we set out?
I think we can allow that.
I could use maybe to resupply, or there's some work I'd like to see done on my axe too. We've come across some powerful magic items.
That makes sense. We can restock here and maybe get that work orders out tonight and head out at late midday tomorrow if we're able to.
If you want to get some runes transferred, we can handle that. Just handle that automatically. Take off the 10% of the price. You don't need to do any rolls or anything else. Just figure that out. If there's simple resupply that you don't need to do, things like just getting more arrows and such, that's totally fine. If you want to do liquidation of treasure and shop, I prefer to do that between sessions, so we can
that's fine.
Maybe have that in a Heizen state where you leave without it, but between sessions you backfill it in.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay.
Sure, I'm good with that.
I do want like a night of research, actually.
Okay. If you're willing to stay up late researching and start the day fatigued, you can do that.
Okay.
What are you researching?
I would like to research the area of Tanglebriar, and specifically around that gate we just saved.
Mm-hmm.
See if in ancient Keonan civilizations, maybe there's something around there that would be of interest for us to visit. So I'd like to roll my ancient Keonan lore at that.
Sure.
Okay. And here you go.
So you spend a lot of hours. You're staying up very late, probably getting to 3, 4 a.m. You know, you're leaving in the morning, but you kept thinking, one more book will tell you something. One more book will tell you something. And first, there wasn't much. The area around there was said to be beautiful. It was not always a swamp. It was one of the most beautiful forests of the area here. And as you are reading more and more, one book that you find at the end here talks about a place where the reality was thinner. A place that it didn't seem like it was billowing with life energy, but not like the first world. Something about it did seem unique and intriguing, but right before any further research was done on this, Earthfall was happening and the elves retreated from Golarion. You have this area marked on a map. It's going to be probably, I'm going to say right about the B in Tanglebriar, kind of center of that swampy area, which you've not been to directly yet. It's not coincidental with where Vanarel thinks the center of this fungal network is. It's kind of in the same general area of the swamp, but it's not like the two places are one and the same, but it is fairly central in the swamp.
Well, I'll take it. Do I benefit for a rest, or?
I will give you the benefit of the long rest in terms of getting your spells back, but you're still going to be fatigued for the day.
Okay. I mostly need the spells back.
Libbiel, regarding that dagger that you were handed, I don't know if you plan on using it, but that rune, especially if the traitor is possessed in some way, could be very handy.
She passes it over. Just don't damage the dagger.
Okay. You're okay with the rune coming off of it potentially, or did you want to keep it on?
You can take the rune off of it.
Do I feel like that would be an insult to the person who gave it to us, out of curiosity? I don't want to.
I would say taking the rune off is going to be fine. Reforging it into something else, that probably would be taken as an insult.
No. Yeah, okay. I'd be happy to pay for a rune transfer, unless, Vanarel, this might make sense for you too. So I don't know if you want this.
All right, I'll just throw the dagger into the stash.
Yep. I mean, I feel like that's something we can figure out off air on terms of where it's going to go. Unless we're
unless we're encountering this, that's fine. We'll figure it out between sessions. But I might want to transfer that onto one of our weapons before we head out. So, but we can do that later.
I would prefer to do any rune transfer before something may or may not happen. So,
Vanarel, do you want this or no?
I mean, it would certainly help, but I don't think I have, because of the materials of my weapons, I don't think I have the spot for it.
Astral? Oh, you're not +2?
It's the level of the quality of the material, the cold iron.
You only need
the issue.
lesser, right? If you have a +2 rune, you can get the astral.
So I've already got returning and crushing.
On your, but your backup has returning and crushing, or no? Sorry.
So Castervel's Beacon can't take any property runes.
Oh, okay.
And the light iron
then
hammer.
I will grab it.
Yeah.
I will transfer it in place of my impactful. Let me. I'll put it on my weapon. It might take a second to do, but we can proceed.
Okay. And
I'll take the keen.
And it was.
Have a second on mine.
Let's see. Was it me checked? Was it astral or greater astral? It was regular astral. So that is
totally fine.
So it's going to cost 45 gold pieces to transfer. And what else was being transferred? Anything else?
Keen, which should be it's 10%, right?
Yep.
So that'll be 300. I'll mark. I don't have the money on me right now, but I'll mark that out of our liquidations and things like that afterwards.
Okay, that's fine.
Because we've got plenty in there for that.
Okay, so you've transferred 2 runes overnight. Libbiel has done some research, and in the morning you get up and you probably head back through Tanglegate. You know that's your faster insertion into the Tanglebriar now. And you almost can't believe how fast this place has developed. And we got a hero point for Dezi from chat. I will add that on right now. And so as you head back through the portal, as I said, the walls now, it's no longer looking just like a box. You can tell they've extended some of them. There's probably been some stone shaping being done. You now at least see an archway leading out. It's not like a portcullis yet. Looks like they have barricades to put in place. There's now some sloping walls that keep some of the rain off, but not necessarily the mist and the humidity. The smell is still there. They haven't solved that yet. As you go across the bridge, you do feel the swamp level might have dropped a quarter of an inch. Only you're not really positive on that. It does seem like this area is going to take a long time to drain, and it doesn't look like they've brought in druids to kind of do that kind of work yet. They're focused purely on the fortification of the area now, but it still looks a lot more fortified than it was before. They've not pushed the walls out too much further yet. It looks like they want to, so it takes a lot longer to claim a bigger and bigger area here. But you head out, and you are on your way to Milliverbrek, and you were told from here it's going to take probably a full day of travel if you're kind of going slow and investigating and trying to hide from things. A half day if you wanted to rush, and that is up to you.
Well, Libbiel's already a little tired. Should we rush or just take our time?
If you want to carry me,
I'm okay with.
I'd rather
I don't
keep our
know.
guard up.
A measured
Yeah,
approach.
that
may
probably
be
makes
better.
sense. Okay.
so no piggyback rides.
I can give you a piggyback ride. We just won't run.
We'll just do a slow piggyback ride.
So you're making your way through the Tanglebriar, and after the events of the past couple of days, this feels more like what you were used to. It's corrupted, it smells, there's the haze, but even these smells aren't as bad as what was around that blight. It's unpleasant, but it almost feels familiar. It almost feels like home. Especially to Libbiel, there's that feeling that this is, even without your fungus anymore, this area is feeling comfortable in a horrible sort of way. What are you talking about in your brief breaks while patrolling and being cautious in your journey through here?
I think Libby would like to relay the stuff she researched. She would have already left a note and like her research for the queen, but she wants to talk more directly with the party and be like, so, there's this spot in the center of the Tanglebriar that we might want to investigate.
Oh, what's it called?
You know how I am with names. I'm going to pull up my notes and look at it. Do I have a name for this place?
There wasn't a name.
Remember.
As I said, it was described as an area of the forest, kind of near the heart of the old southern forest, that felt different. It felt like a shimmer between worlds or something. And
yeah, I'm going to just. Oh, yeah, I didn't get a name. Instead, it's like at the heart of the thing, and it feels different. At least it felt different, according to, these old people who used to live there. So I'd like to investigate it because it sounds worthwhile to look at. I don't know. Maybe there might be something there.
Huh.
The list?
That sounds interesting. Do you think we could? I mean, I think we should investigate this traitor first, but.
Well, yeah, this is a much more pressing issue.
Well, provided
He
we don't
might.
get any personal favors from the queen, or personal requests, I should say, from the queen, like this mission. And maybe something we could check out afterwards.
Yeah.
How are you holding up, Libbiel? I feel a little bad I was trying to get rid of whatever was causing your pain and your suffering, but I know you were attached to those mushrooms.
Yeah, it's okay. This place kind of feels like home, horribly.
That can't
Kind
be
of-
good.
Yeah, well,
I mean, I think it feels we're all a little too comfortable with it these days. This area isn't meant for living mortals.
I feel like you say that can't be good a lot, Daegron.
Is it rarely? It's true. It's rarely not good.
I'm tempted to say I'm not sure that means what you think it means, but that's fine. We're good here.
I word good.
words correctly. Yes.
Yeah, this is certainly unexpected, and I did not expect to find us in this sort of situation. I mean, never mind dealing with demons, but dealing with fungal growths on Libbiel that seemed to be helping her, or were helping her at least.
Well, it's all right. I have a suspicion that maybe that it probably would have been easy to corrupt me through the fungus, so it's probably for the best. Maybe afterwards I'll retry the experiment.
Let's
And
put that on a very, very, very bottom of a list somewhere.
It's a little closer to the top for me, but all right.
And so, those discussions were happening in little bits and pieces as you're taking maybe a 10-minute rest every hour or so as you hike through here. And near the end of the day, you start to see uh, the appearance of some ruined buildings ahead of you. They're still quite far. They're still, a mile or so out, maybe a little bit further than that. But this is where you might start being a little slower, a little more cautious in your approach. Centuries spent in Tanglebriar's embrace have done Miloverbrek no favors. The structure has mostly fallen to ruin and become overgrown with briars and mold, and what portions of the once beautiful architecture that remain are caked with filth or look partially melted. Few areas in the ruins look intact enough to offer shelter, although one small section at the base of a drooping tower appears to still have a functioning door at its base. I'm going to put you on a new map so you can see and maybe make some plans about how you'd like to deal with this location. But you're not as close as you're going to be shown. We're going to say you're still, the mile or so out, but I wanted to at least show you a map. So you were arriving from the northeast, and you can see these ruined buildings. I guess you can't see the door that was described. The door that was described is just about here, so it's just below where you can see. You might have come a little bit further south to see that.
Path is really winding today.
So this is all one giant complex or multiple
Yes,
smaller buildings?
in many ways, just like the tower that you rescued Kenriel from, it's kind of this composite of different spires and towers that are joined at the base, but are separate towers as they rise up higher up.
I see.
Huh. Okay, well, we should be cautious in proceeding. I'm not sure if there's a trader here, they might. I can't imagine they're gonna be happy to see us.
Daegron reaches over his back and pulls the cloak free that Libbiel had given him before when they were trying to sneak through. Libbiel, I don't know. This might be useful if you need to take to the air and scout around it all as we approach. Either way,
Yeah.
I think I need to be seen sometimes to get some attention.
It was useful for that stealth mission we were on, but I don't know after that. I think you liked the attention.
I can't say I don't. And he kind of just stretches a bit, taking it off. You said this trader was possessed. I'll make sure this artifact they gave me, Soul Cutter, it seems to be able to banish them from the possessed individuals. Might be useful also with that astral rune you found.
Oh, I don't know they're possessed, but I said just in case. We know they turned on people with them, so.
That's still good consideration to have. And he swaps from his other battle axe just to that for now.
In either case, is as ruined and as dilapidated as this place, this is his home turf, so he may already have eyes in place watching us, so we should be careful approaching from a fair distance.
Agreed, but I think we have to go in. We don't want Libby in there by themselves.
Yeah, I could take it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, Libbiel.
Let's not put that to the test.
So I've deployed you
Pretty
out
sure
from
I'd
the
be
clown
fine.
car in the corner, so that you're all here now. And yeah, what do you want to do? As I said, you're still about a mile away. If you wanted to sneak in, you can start that. If you wanted to do something else, let me know what that is. I'm sounding like you're planning to infiltrate.
I think that
Yeah,
makes sense, yeah.
I'm gonna maybe break off from the group in case Daegron wanted to be a little more loud, and sneak up to the tower myself.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll stay a ways behind you.
Okay, yeah, you go sneaking up. You can move, let's say, 60 feet from where you are. We're doing this abstractly because we're still off the map in some ways, but you can move yourself 60 feet for what you want to be trying to explore and see on the map.
Okay. Well, keeping an eye on the the tower. Just keep it in my vision range. I'm gonna see if I know anything about the tower itself, like this construction. Maybe if I can see anything that stands out as like a infiltration, like
Okay. Give
direction.
me a perception check. You do spot. I mean, you're looking for places to infiltrate, but instead you actually spot a person walking around. Someone's coming and going out of the door of the tower. Looks something like a well-dressed elf, dressed in blues, greens, nice robe. Doesn't look obviously injured or hurt. Does look maybe slightly sleep deprived, but other than that, fairly normal. He's coming and going out that front door occasionally, and it does seem like he is addressing people below the tower to the southwest when he leaves the tower, which you can't see from where you are. You see where he is on the map now, right? You all see him here?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And occasionally he does kind of walking around the tower. He seems to interact with people over here, and then he comes back to where you can see him and goes back in that door. And he's done that once or twice in the time that you've been watching.
All right, sending that back to the group with a message cantrip.
Come back, Libbiel, so we can regroup.
Yeah, sure.
In the
So is that
meantime,
the one we're looking for?
Desi's gonna send ascending to, assuming we got a description of this person, ascending to the queen, asking if, basically, I don't want to get the exact 25 words, but giving a brief description to figure out if this is who they expect the person to be. If you're okay with that.
Sure. I mean, I would like you to try to come up with
Oh, sure.
how much detail you're choosing to give
Elf
with
wearing blue robes, pointed ears of X height. I don't know if he's tall, medium, or small. Black hair, commanding troops. Does this sound like the trader you're looking for?
You get a response back, possibly, probably. It's a pretty poor description in terms of identifying features, but yeah.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't imagine there's many other elves around here, commanding troops that the queen
Probably
would
not.
be aware of.
I figured it was worth checking in, but yeah, should we try to approach? That
I mean, I could
seems
probably get into his room and just kind of like get him.
I wouldn't want to risk you with that. It's if there's anything that manages to get a hold of you before you can get out, we'll be rushing through to get. It puts us in a bad position. Maybe we should try to approach as stealthily as we can from the north until we get seen. It'll happen, but as close as we can get.
Libbiel, do you have any of those invisibility curtains left? That might
I
help
have
us approach
one.
stealthily.
I have one.
You could put one up between us and the wall, and we could maybe at least get there.
Yeah, I can put it like for it's. Oh, the duration is sustained. I should have been sustaining it the whole time. Huh. But it
Whoops,
doesn't
we
have
missed
like
that.
a how long.
Go ahead. It's fine.
It doesn't have a duration other than sustained, so I can probably just sustain that invisibility curtain.
We'll get within
I
120
believe
feet.
usually, I'll have to double check this. This might be a recollection from even Legacy or even playtest times. I want to say sustained spells might have a max of 10 minutes.
Yeah, I think you get fatigued if you go
Yes,
over
and that's
10
true. And you're
minutes.
already fatigued, so that wouldn't matter.
But I mean, still, it's 120 feet, so we need to be close enough where it's not going to take us 10 minutes to cover that remaining distance, right?
Yes,
Is there like a
you'd want to get a little closer first. I mean, Libbiel was stealthing forward, and we did that speed of not rounds. That was kind of an exploration mode sneak and come back to retreat. But now if you're approaching, let me know at what distance you would want to put the spell up, and what is your plan?
Libbiel, do you want to get to 120 feet? We'll stay another 120 feet behind you. You could put the curtain up. We'll all move up together at that point.
Yeah, sure. I will do it like if it's just like the last little bit right here. If I can get that close. But if there's a clearing where they are going to have like trouble getting through after like breaking the trees, I'll put it up for that.
Okay, so you are going to continue to stealth forward. Sounds like to within 120 feet of the complex. Put up the invisibility wall. Keep moving closer, and I think that is where we will stop for this week. And we'll pick up next week with the party about to storm this complex. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you again in a week.